Traditional careers are dead. If you're working a 9-to-5 office job, especially in the UK, you need to listen to this video.
Is it worth having a job in the UK anymore? Seriously, just think about it.
These jobs aren't paying. They are not paying. What do you mean everything has gone up? Literally everything, yet the salaries are still where they are.
Is it normal to genuinely feel so exhausted after you get home from work?
You're not lazy, you're actually just tired. The actual exhaustion is unreal. Mental, physical, emotional. And to be honest with you, we weren't created just to survive.
That negative feeling of the fact that your money goes in your account and then it's straight back out again, like to pay your bills and to pay for everything else that's going on in life, like childcare and stuff like that.
Working the corporate ladder, 9-to-5 job, one day to try and collect the paycheck for promotions is not for me.
The average cost of living in the UK ranges from like £2,700 to like £4,000 if you're a family with children. So as you can see, the salary does not even cover the living costs on average.
And that feeling of just kind of living paycheck to paycheck and how horrible it is, and that feeling that there is more out there.
People are telling me you're going to be homeless. People are also telling me I'm going to get fired. I'm a millennial that has been working since 2004 when I graduated high school.
I don't want to climb the corporate ladder. I don't want the job promotion. I don't even want to be here today, right? Like, I'm only here because I have bills.
Welcome back to Brit Rants, where we say what every working Brit is thinking. Working 9 to 5 used to mean stability, a roof over your head, a future you could build. Now, it barely covers the basics. You work full-time and you're still broke. Rent's up, bills are brutal, food feels like a luxury. You're not lazy, you're just trapped in a system where wages are frozen, but everything else isn't. Meanwhile, politicians preach about hard work from their taxpayer-funded homes. And bosses rake in record profits while telling you there's no budget for a raise. This isn't just unfair, it's unsustainable. Today, on Brit Rants, we're diving into the broken promise of the 9 to 5, and TikTok is fuming. If you're working harder than ever and still sinking, hit subscribe. You're not alone, and it's time to shout.
I don't want to climb the corporate ladder. I don't want the job promotion. I don't even want to be here today, right? Like, I'm only here because I have bills. Otherwise, I would not be at this job today, okay? I don't like this shit. I also don't like the fact that I have to ask someone to take a vacation. I just want to live, travel, see the world. I don't even have to make a lot of money. I just want to live. I just want to be away from you. I'm aware that a lot of people don't have jobs, so I don't want to come across ungrateful. But the way this job system is set up, we should not even have to work this hard just to survive. And to those people who will say, well, you know, that's just the way it is. Fuck you. That's the way it is for you. That ain't the way it's supposed to be for us. If you want to do that the rest of your life, God bless. But I ain't trying to work till I'm 65 or 75 or 85 or 105. Fuck out of here.
Traditional careers are dead. If you're working a 9-to-5 office job, especially in the UK, you need to listen to this video. I live in London and I've literally just packed all my things. I'm selling everything and all I'm doing is taking this backpack with me. And importantly, my laptop. A really exciting thing for me is that I'm leaving the UK to go to Vietnam. In Vietnam, I'll be able to make US dollars and British pounds whilst paying for Vietnamese local currency. Living expenses are very cheap, the weather is amazing, and the people are so lovely. And in order to sustain that lifestyle, I work online in tech sales. This is a career path which is massively popular now because it gives people the freedom to work wherever they want and also make some good money. So instead of paying for expensive rent, like here, I pay £3,000 a month just for rent in London. In Vietnam, it's almost a tenth of that. I'm paying just over $450 a month. So the money that I can save, I can then build into investments, I can start building wealth, and I can actually grow a family, which is what my ambition is to have a family and be able to live anywhere in the world. And I couldn't do that if I stayed in the UK with a traditional career. Working the corporate ladder, 9-to-5 job, one day to try and collect the paycheck for promotions is not for me. So if you want more content about how you can move out of the UK into a different country and work online and build a remote career, then drop me a follow.
Is it worth having a job in the UK anymore? Seriously, just think about it. I mean, I know some people that get paid more to sit at home and claim benefits than they do to have a job. So what's the point? The UK economy is on the decline, cost of living is going up, inflation is constantly going up, and people are not getting paid as much as they used to be. And that's why we're seeing unions go on strike and generally civil servants and people go on strike because they are not happy anymore. They just cannot afford to live and buy basic necessities. I mean, I am going to go on a rant because my utility bills alone for an average house and average consumption in December 2022 went up to £850 for that month. And in January 2023, it was £650. When is this going to stop? When are people going to be able to afford living in the UK and earning a decent salary in order to be able to just live normally?
All right, so I've finished work, gone to the gym, come home, had a dinner, checked my phone to see the time, and if I want 8 hours of sleep, I need to go to bed now. Where's the time to do fun shit? This sucks.
To all the employees that reside in the UK, I don't think we're offended enough at these salaries. 2 weeks ago, I was literally crashing out. I crashed out to my mum out of sheer frustration at the appalling salaries. These jobs aren't paying. They are not paying. The average UK salary for a full-time worker is £37,000 per year. That is the average, okay? So a 40k salary is just above average. It's only £3,000 more. It's really not much difference. Okay, only 25% of UK full-time workers are on that. So if your annual salary is £40,000, you are in the top 25%. £40,000 after tax is about 2.6k per month. That's not including your student loan repayments or your pension and whatever else we might be paying. Now, I'm not unique. There is no way I am the only person who crashes out over this. What do you mean everything has gone up? Literally everything, yet the salaries are still where they are. That salary, 37k, was exactly what my grandma was earning when she was working. She earning that back then, that's okay. She owns 2 homes outright now in 2025, outright, no mortgage. We're not doing that. Why? Because the cost of living has skyrocketed without our salaries going up too. Why aren't we more offended? Why aren't we offended? You know what? The crash out was actually linked to me being disappointed in myself for being so desperate. Because ultimately, thinking that these salaries are normal, being happy with them, it's a massive symptom of desperation because it's no money. We're not being paid. We're being shortchanged and being worked like we're in shackles for no money. There are people out there in way easier jobs earning way more than you. That's what I had to accept. It's painful. It's so painful. Overall in the UK, nobody is really making bank. Like, employees are not making money. 25% of us. I'm saying us like I'm one of them. Because I'm not. 25%, that's it. On 40k and up. That's not normal. I don't know how much longer I can tolerate this. I genuinely don't know. That's the truth. It's disrespectful, and I know that I'm worth more than that. I'm worth more than what you're offering. I know that. You know that. But here I am. Do you know what I mean? I think we need to have more outrage, more of it. Seriously.
Can you tell me why a 9 to 5 is a scam, please?
The 9 to 5 is a scam because it's built to trap you in a cycle that benefits the system, not you. Here's how it works. You spend years in school learning to follow rules. Then you enter the workforce, where you're expected to clock in and out for a set number of hours. In exchange for your time, energy, and skills, you get paid just enough to survive, often living paycheck to paycheck. The more hours you work, the more you're praised. But at the end of it, you've just given away your precious time and creativity to someone else's bottom line. The scam lies in the illusion of stability. They tell you to stay in your lane, work hard, and one day you'll have financial security. But in reality, most people retire with little savings, And by the time you're free, your health, energy, and youth may be gone. Meanwhile, the system keeps you distracted with debt, stress, and obligations. So you're too caught up in surviving to think about real freedom, fulfillment, or purpose. The 9-to-5 isn't a path to wealth. It's a method of control. It keeps you busy enough to not question the bigger picture, all while making you believe this is just the way life has to be. Real freedom comes from breaking this cycle, discovering what truly drives you, and creating a life on your own terms.
Always watch your back.
I'm one of them people where if I finish work late, I can't just go to my bed. Like, I need to get some of that day back for myself. Yesterday, my colleague, we left work after 6, half 6. I also got home after 8. No, I tell a lie. We didn't leave work after 6, we left work after 7, got home after 8. So I dropped her station, then getting home. And she ended up texting me, talking. She goes, oh, go to bed, you've got to be at the shops early tomorrow. And I was like, I can't go to my bed. I've only been home for 2 hours. Like, how can I just go to my bed? And she's like, oh, as soon as I lay down, I'm asleep. I'm like, yeah, I can sleep. It's not that I can't sleep, but I feel like I deserve some of my day for myself. Like, it's just a thing in my mind where I'm like, it's 24 hours in a day and I've given most of that to either sleep or work. I'm not going back to sleep. I need to get some time back. I'm not really doing anything. In fact, it's just wasting time. But for some reason, I feel like my day isn't lived if I just go from work to sleep to work again.
How have we all collectively said it's okay, I have an 8-hour shift and I get a 30-minute break. Out of 8 hours, you're actually giving me 30 minutes. I think that is insane. I think that is criminal. And at work, obviously everyone will go on their break, maybe they'll start, because I work in a warehouse and let's say canteen's here and the main warehouse where everyone is here. Walking there is a good couple minutes. By the time you microwave your food and wait for the 5 other people in there to microwave their food, that's 10 minutes of your break gone. And they're pissy and oh, you must go on your break when it is your break at 10:30, not 5 minutes or 10 minutes before. But it's just as you're sat in your warm, cushy fucking office upstairs, I'm literally shivering in this warehouse because for some reason someone keeps the bay doors open all the time.
So guys, on my side of TikTok, there's a girl going viral at the moment because she said £34,000 wasn't a good salary. And guys, you should see the comments, the amount of people that are coming for her and telling her that 34,000 is a good salary and they wish they were on 34,000. Honestly, the attitude that some British people have towards money and salaries is astounding to me. £84,000 after tax is about £2,200. The average cost of living in the UK ranges from £2,700 to £4,000 if you're a family with children. So as you can see, the salary does not even cover the living costs on average. And people in the comments are like, oh, it's because you live in London, outside of London, £34,000 is a livable salary. And that is the optimum word. It's just livable. This is the problem that we have in the UK. A lot of people are not doing very well. A lot of people are just surviving. And the main reason for this is that cost of living has gone up significantly over the last number of years, where salaries have barely gone up. They are stagnant. Realistically, what can most people living in the major cities in the UK do with £2,200 when rent is so significantly expensive, cost of food has gone up? What can you do? Most people in the comments are like, oh, well, I have that salary and, I'm able to go on one holiday, I have a mortgage and I save £200. £200 a month to save when you need to retire one day is not enough. It's not enough. And I don't understand how people can't see that the government is really failing people and we need to do something to push back and not have this attitude and thinking that, oh, just because £34,000 is good in one small area of the country, it means that it's a good salary overall. It's not. Do you know how rich this country is? How much money we're supposed to have, and our average salary is £37,000, not even £37,000, less than. Arguing with a girl because she's saying she literally cannot survive. Rather than telling her, oh, well, if you move to Hull, then, well, you would have, people shouldn't have to move to be able to afford to live. What about that are people not understanding? You shouldn't have to leave your home to be able to live. And if we all decide, oh, well, let's pack up our bags and move to Hull, what do you think is going to happen? That nice little £300 mortgage that you currently have is going to skyrocket, which is exactly what's happening in Bristol, in Manchester, in loads of cities outside of London. These salaries are not good enough and not high enough to sustain us. Please, I just don't understand. I don't understand.
All I said is I don't agree that we should have to work 40 years of our life. And I'm getting called lazy. People are telling me you're going to be homeless. People are also telling me I'm going to get fired. I'm a millennial that has been working since 2004 when I graduated high school. And it's messed up that you guys will come on here and talk to a hardworking man and tell him, grow up. Also, what did you expect? You shouldn't work at Walmart.
You're not lazy, you're actually just tired. The actual exhaustion is unreal. Mental, physical, emotional. And I can't even tell you or explain to you how this is not a badge of honor. As nurses, as healthcare professionals, we are always taught that the patient comes first, patient care first, patient need first. But the thing is, you can't actually help anybody if your cup is empty. You can't actually help anybody if you feel depleted, if you're mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted, like you're done. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That's Matthew 11:28. I used to beat myself up for feeling tired all the time. I used to think, gosh, what's wrong with me? Why have I got no energy? Why can't I do anything? Why can't I go out? What is going on? Not understanding that the fact that maybe you're doing too many shifts. We're in this cycle of shift. Let's do another shift. Is there overtime? I really need to pay for this bill, so let me go and do another shift. Some people actually get excited when they're like, oh, I work 7 days a week this week. Guys, are you not tired? Are you not tired? So then you do all this work, you do all this overtime, you do shift after shift after shift after shift after shift after shift after shift, and then wonder why you're working on fumes. You can't even conjure up the energy to go out and see friends. You don't want to talk to anyone on the phone. You just want to lie in your bed. You want to recuperate because it's manual labor. It's manual labor working in the hospital. It's manual labor working shifts. It's manual labor going into the classroom and looking after the children day after day after day after day. And to be honest with you, we weren't created just to survive. We're supposed to be here. We're supposed to be thriving. We're supposed to be having a good time. We're supposed to be enjoying life. Now, a lot of people think that burnout is a personality trait. Let me let you know now, it's actually a warning light. Just like the one that comes up on your car, you need to take a step back. You need to recuperate. You need to replenish. You need to fill up your cup. Yeah. And it's time to stop feeling ashamed. Start healing. Start taking that time for self-care. You are not lazy. You've just been surviving for too long on empty, with no room for rest, no room to reflect, and absolutely no room to rebuild. All of us feel ashamed for feeling tired, feeling overwhelmed, feeling burnt out, and we shouldn't. There's so many statistics out there of how many healthcare professionals have left the profession because of burnout, especially during the pandemic. So remember that it's time to stop mistaking exhaustion for laziness, and it's time to reclaim your rest.
We're changing the business operating hours from 9 to 5 to 9 to 6. What? 9 to 6? Yes, an extra hour. Why is that a problem? Hold on, I didn't sign up for this. I'm a parent. I got kids to pick up. I totally understand, but there are after school clubs that you can pay for, right? Are you increasing my wage? No, it's just we are adding an extra hour, which you are being paid for. What time do you finish work? I finish at 4 o'clock. I've got kids to pick up. So how is this meant to work in terms of lunch? Everyone's going to have a 30-minute lunch and 2 15-minute breaks, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. That's crazy. And I'm meant to have my lunch in 30 minutes? What am I, Scooby-Doo? Am I meant to swallow it? Hold on, how long is your break? An hour? I can't believe this. Where's the work-life balance? I'm having to work 40 hours here instead of 35. We do want you to have a work-life balance, but with tough times ahead, we really need you guys to commit to working these 9 to 6 hours. I didn't sign up for this. This is not part of my contracted hours.
3, 2... Morning. Good morning, Crystal. Just gonna get a coffee. Do you want one? No thanks, I made one 10 minutes ago. Oh, fair enough. I need a wee. That was a long wee. Oh yeah, it wasn't a wee in the end. Got you one anyway. Oh, pass us that, please. Yeah? Thank you. What a load of bollocks. She's a fucking bitch though, isn't she? You do know we've still got another 20 minutes? Yeah, it takes me ages to get out of the car park, so I've got to leave early. In fact, see you later, fuckers. See you tomorrow.
I applied for one job today and I've never felt so admin-y in all my life. Is that word admin-y? But like I just, I'm up to my eyeballs in admin. Admin! Yeah, Sarah, I don't even think I'm going to be able to come out for drinks tonight because I'm swimming in admin. I've never seen so much admin in all my life. This chair also just does something to me. I feel like I turn into I feel like a Molly Mays manager, you know? Absolutely not. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for less than £7.50. I won't do it. You have 3 camels on my desk by Monday or you're fired. You know, like, work, annual leave, financial reports, you know? Between you and me, Marcus, I've seen her performance review and she's fucked. She's long gone. No, I wouldn't be surprised if I got an email from Google tomorrow saying, do you want the business?
Morning, Jenny. Yeah, got a really busy day today, yeah. Let's look at Skyscanner. Oh, Cyprus, Tenerife. Cheaper than I thought, actually. I might book. Shit, notification. 50 emails and 10 missed calls. Let me just quickly check on Rightmove. I want to see the biggest house in my area. 23 million! Holy shit! One day, I need to get myself out of here. Right. Time for a toilet break. Quite need the toilet. What was that? There's 20 calls waiting. Yeah, let me just pop myself on Made Busy. I'll just finish up these extra long notes from the last customer and then I'll answer them. Oh, and after I might go for a shit. Then I'll Made Busy for 15 minutes. Let me just reset that. It will look like I'm taking a call. Skyscanner? I wonder what Tom Holland is doing today. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I wanted to come on because today is obviously payday for us nurses, well, the majority of us. And I wondered how many of you sit there, one, have the fear of opening your account because you don't want to see how much you've been paid in case it's not what you expect it to be, or having that feeling of dread, or I don't know, that negative feeling of the fact that your money goes in your account and then it's straight back out again, like to pay your bills and to pay for everything else that's going on in life, like childcare and stuff like that. And yeah, this used to be me every single month. I used to be excited that it was coming to payday. I used to be waiting for payday constantly, like counting down the days until it was payday. And then, yeah, not wanting to really look at my account because you have a number in your head that you think it's going to be, and if it's less than that, then you tell yourself you haven't got enough money for the month. I used to then be very negative about the fact that whenever my money came in, it's just going out. And yeah, I just wondered how many of you are feeling that way, and that feeling of just kind of living paycheck to paycheck and how horrible it is, and that feeling that there is more out there, like there must be more out there, and feeling like we work so hard. I think especially for us as nurses, and the shifts and the responsibility and everything that we take on, and we just don't feel like the money we receive accounts for that. So yeah, I have massively changed my mindset around payday. I now feel very grateful for the money that I receive from my job. It allows me to have the flat that I have. It allows for me and Jacob to have the lifestyle that we do have. It allows me to pay for my electric. It allows for me to pay for my gas and my water. When you actually sit down and you think about all the things that it does pay and what it gives you in your life, and you're grateful for those things, it just completely switches how you think about it. Because, yeah, if you didn't have those things, then you probably wouldn't be having a very good life anyway. So, yeah. And I've stopped telling myself I don't have enough money, and kind of just trusting that I always will have enough money. And sometimes things just work out how they're meant to work out. And yeah, I've stopped talking negatively about money and how it makes me feel, and trying to just be more positive around the words I use, and not saying I can't afford this, and just telling myself that I can afford it. Yeah, if you've watched my stories before, you'll see that I've massively been trying to work on my money mindset. And yeah, payday is a big one for the feelings that it brings up. But yeah, I just want to tell you guys that you don't have to feel like this every month. There is more out there. There is many ways to earn passive income. And just changing your mindset around it, and how being grateful for what you're getting changes things a lot. Yeah, I feel for all of you guys that are being paid today and are feeling how I used to feel, because it's not a nice feeling. And then you have this dread that you've got another month to go until you get paid again, and you constantly tell yourself that you need to be doing extra shifts to accommodate that feeling that you're telling yourself, when actually you probably do have enough money, and you probably could cut back on a few things and have that peace of mind that you do have enough money. Yeah, I thought I'd just share how I've changed how I think about it. And yeah.
Is it normal to genuinely feel so exhausted after you get home from work? Like, I physically cannot do a 9 to 5. I don't, like, at this point, it's not even a joke. Like, genuinely, I think if I had a job that I could work from home, like, at least some days of the week, and, like, just be on my own, I would be okay. But I work all day with adults with special needs, and I absolutely adore them, love them so much, but I am so exhausted, like, and then I can't even, like, enjoy my evening how I would want to. I don't know if anyone else is in the same boat, but, like, I'm really struggling.
I just woke up and I was so excited because it's April, new minimum wage, you know, the whole UK was waiting, and generally thought it was going to be at least £1, you know. You're like, minimum wage went up by, like, for the 21 plus, 83 pences. So you're telling me 83 pences is what's going to make the difference, while everything else, every single item in your life, everything, bills, council tax, grocery, everything went up by, like, more than £1. Like, I had a rise of more than, like, you know, 20%. What the fuck, UK? Please.
Everywhere you look, people are trying to survive and not thrive. You're doing the right thing, working hard, budgeting, maybe even skipping the little joys that used to bring you so much peace, just to keep the lights on. Some families are relying on food cafes, charity hubs to eat, and while that support is beautiful, amazing, Here's the hard truth. What happens when that lifeline that you depend on disappears? What happens when the government cuts funding or tightens access? It isn't about money anymore. It's about freedom. It's about giving your children a future, feeding your dreams, and living a life that's yours. You see, a side hustle isn't just about earning an extra bit of cash. It's the seed of something sustainable, something that could become your main source of income. Whether your dream is to travel, home educate, like me, support a cause, or just breathe an easier every month. You're not wrong for wanting more, and you're definitely not alone. If you've ever felt like there's a quiet voice in your head that's telling you this is not it, I deserve more, listen to it. That's your intuition. Follow that dream. And if you want to know more about this great opportunity, you know what to do.
They told us to get a job. We did. They said work hard and life will reward you. It hasn't. You work all week and still can't afford peace, freedom, or rest. What kind of country punishes its workers and rewards the exploiters? This system isn't just broken, it's rigged, and millions are waking up to it. So if you're tired of chasing paychecks just to stay afloat, if you're sick of being underpaid, overworked, and ignored, drop your story in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, because here on Brit Rants, we work full-time and we're full-time furious.